Hello everyone, Carol Garrison with Carol's Creative Escape. It is time for another Make It Monday. Today is April 18th, 2022, and I thank everybody for joining me today. I've got kind of a double card that we're going to show you tonight. I am actually going to share with you some new products that will be coming out in the annual catalog at the beginning of May, and I'm also going to show you a fun fold. Tonight I did a lot of die cutting, which is not something I typically do in cards. Not as much as I did tonight anyhow, but it just worked really well with this card layout that I got in a swap. And then I wanted to show off more and more of the designer series paper that was included in this set. I'm just going to pop over to my Facebook page and hope that I'm coming up here. Yes, I am. Good. All right. I got to turn it off. And I'm making funny faces, it looks like, in the camera, too. Oh, well. All right. We're not going to worry about that. So anyhow, I have a really, really cool, fun set of designer series paper, a fun set of stamps to share with you, and dies. And there's two dies in particular I didn't use in my card, but I did cut out die cut out those dies because I wanted you to see what they look like. So pretty cool stuff to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, before I flip my camera, do want to check to see if everybody had a great weekend. Hope that you had a chance, whatever you celebrated this weekend, that you could be together with friends and family. I had a smaller than normal group family over on Saturday for Easter, and it was actually quite nice because it was a small group, lots of talking, a little bit of sleeping after dinner, amazing food, two dogs down, but they all got along just really well. So that was kind of nice. And then on Sunday, I had my mom back over, and we had a smaller Easter celebration with my husband's side of the family. So that was a nice way to get together this weekend, especially since it was kind of cold and not real pleasant here. Today we had snow once again. It's supposed to, I heard rumors, warm up to the 60s by the weekend. I guess we'll wait and see what happens with that. But I, for one, am kind of ready to be done with the snow stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I'm just really excited to share this. And actually the stamp set that I'm going to share with you tonight made the front cover of our annual catalog. So let me flip my camera over. Bear with me while we're doing that here. Just a second. I'm going to flip it. You know, I can never find the camera flipper button. All right, you can see my lighthouses and my fingers, apparently. Let me just swing around my camera stand. I will pop it in here. Hi, Kay. How are you tonight? And get it twisted so that it doesn't, or tighten down, I guess, so it doesn't slide. And close your eyes if you get sick, because I am moving my camera just a little bit. Okay, I think I'm set again. A little bit more camera movement. All right, looks like I'm lined up on my screen as I look at my iPad. So anyhow, I'm very excited because, like I said, the stamp set that I'm going to show you is actually on the cover of the new annual catalog, and it's oh so pretty. It's just absolutely gorgeous, stunning. I'm going to show you the paper, everything that comes with this, and I think you're going to fall in love with it too. So let's just jump in right away. The stamp set, well, the suite of products is called Hues of Happiness, and it includes some gorgeous designer series paper. And what I like about this is you kind of see how the hues, it's sort of an ombre effect where we start darker and then go lighter, and you're going to see this on just about every piece of paper in this package. So in a way you could kind of cut it as a 6x6 and sort of have family groups. Just a lot of options with that. And then on the back side of this one, it's got a navy blue background, which we don't see a lot of that. And then just cute little kind of flowers scattered all over it. So I think this one's very pretty. And then here's, again, these larger flowers with a navy blue background. So we've got two pieces in here that have this navy blue background. And it kind of features a variety of colors. It's Melon Mango, Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, and Night of Navy, and Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Mossy Meadow. So there's a lot of colors that are included in this. Excuse me, I just dropped something on the floor here. All right, so we can get some variety with that. And then on the back side of this, it's just kind of like a painted on canvas sort of look. And we go with Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, down to the Night of Navy. And then here again, you can see this ombre effect in the colors. And again, if you kind of do a 6x6, you sort of got warmer color tones and the cool color tones. And then here we have a whole rainbow of colors. So you can kind of see the Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, Fresh Freesia to the Gorgeous Grape. So some pretty things I think we can do with that. And if you are a scrapbooker, I think this background and this one would make really cool scrapbook pages as well. So kind of keep that in mind too as you're looking at this paper. And then here we've got this gorgeous collection of colors, kind of brings in all the colors that we just talked about. Again, going with that ombre effect. And if you flip it over, the back side just has these little kind of X's, not in straight rows or anything like that, but again in all of those colors. So that'd be a great background piece of paper. Again, it would look cute, I think, even as a scrapbook page. And then these last two pieces, here we've got the Daffodil Delight. I'm having problems with our colors tonight. Mango Melody, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. And then on this other piece, the Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Night of Navy, Pool Party, and Bermuda Bay. Nope, Coastal Cabana for our colors here. But what's fun with this is our dies fit some of these different flowers that are on here. So you're now guessing probably that I use some of these flowers and leaf images in the card that we're making tonight. And you would be right. So then on the back side, again, we've got the ombre effect with the same colors that are on the front side. So even if you did kind of a flip the paper around, you might be able to tie these colors together somehow. And on the back side of this one, we've got the same colors that appear in the flowers on the front. So again, there may be some ways of tying them together. But two more excellent pieces that could make backgrounds as well for scrapbook pages. Okay, this suite also comes with these beautiful glossy dots. They're, I'll take them out of the plastic wrap. My stuff just actually came, I want to say that it was on Saturday, and of course I didn't have time to play with any of it until right after work today. So you're going to see that we're going to be assembling our card kind of at the same time tonight that you'll see the finished product. So anyhow, on here, these are just really shiny enamel dots. You can see, they're glossy dots they're called, but they're a little bit iridescent. So when you get them in the light, you can kind of see a little bit of rainbow and reflection off of them. I wouldn't call them sparkly so much as I would call them iridescent. And it's Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and kind of a Pool Party sort of color grouping on those. So those are a fun part of this suite. And then, last but not least, we've got the stamp set, Happiness Abounds. And again, if you've watched some of my past videos, you know that I really like when they combine the fonts together. So they've done that. There are 7 sentiments on here. Sending many thanks for all you do. Congratulations. You're wonderful in every way. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Friend, best wishes, happy birthday. And then there's these floral images. And I'm actually using a couple of them on my card tonight. But I did stamp these so that you can see they are outlined images that you would have a lot of fun coloring. Using watercolors if you did it on watercolor paper or the shimmery white paper. I think you get some really cool things. I just played real quick with it. but I needed to have filled in images for the card that I'm making, so I'm not using the floral stamps tonight, but know that they are out there and do have a lot of options available for you. This is a photopolymer set, so it does have the picture of the stamps, which makes it easy to put them away and keep track of any missing stamps you might have. So Happiness Abounds, we're going to actually be using the happy birthday sentiment and wishing you all the happiness you can imagine in our card tonight. And then last but not least is the Blossoming Happiness dies. And I am using a number of these in our card tonight. So like I said, all the flowers have some that cut out. There's 2 little bouquets that you can cut out. These 2 will cut out the bouquets that are here. And then the leaves will cut out. And what's cool is these leaves also will die cut out of the designer series paper that the flowers come out of. So lots and lots of options with these dies. I did not practice with this one yet, but it's kind of got some stitches in it and some cuts. I think it's going to be pretty cool. But I did do these 2 for you just so that you could see what they look like. And hopefully I can now find them on my desktop. Here they are. I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock just so that it shows up a little better. So this, these are the 2 examples of what these dies look like. This one does the comb binding is what it reminds me of. And then this one does like a notebook page tear. And what I found in working with it is you really want to line the die up near the end of your paper, the edge, because it does cut the straight line to make, you know, the tabs on these. And that way you get it straight and you don't have to worry so much about lining it up just so on your paper. And this one does the same thing. It'll trim it off. And that way you'll end up with a nice, neat, straight line. But I see lots of possibilities for creating some design and texture on my cards with those 2 dies. So I think they're pretty cool. Okay, so let me show you the card that we're going to make tonight. And this is another card that I received in a card swap that I participated in. The designer of the original card that I am working with is a woman by the name of Terry Snyder. And she does some beautiful cards. And she shared with us this double easel card. And she used some of that, the party pack. Oh, I can never remember the name. Anyhow, it's the big pack of paper that came with lots and lots of sheets. And what it is a double easel card. So it's got, I've had it folded up for a while, so I know my one crease isn't working quite as nicely as it could. But it consists of two little easels, one for the inside and then one for the outside. And I'm going to make sure that ours will stick down. It's just how I've had this one folded up. That isn't making it work on live TV here. Oh well. Anyhow, so she's got this front. You can kind of see the shape and stuff of things. And she's just decorated it with the butterfly. I've seen single easel cards, but this double easel one is kind of a fun twist on it. So let me show you how to make it. After the video is done, I will post all of the measurements because there are a few of them. But if you want to grab a piece of paper and pencil so you can write them down, feel free to do that. And I've just got a pile of things here now. I am using Melon Mambo as my main color. And you want to start with a piece of, I was playing with my new inks too, and I just noticed I had blue ink under my fingernail. Oh well. 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock. Kind of shiny object syndrome there, huh? Anyhow, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then I've scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. That makes my inside fold. Okay. And then I have another piece of Melon Mambo that measures 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So it's a full size card front. It'll fit nice on there and still shut down and be a full card. And then on the inside, we've got this second piece of Melon Mambo paper that measures 2 1/4 by 5 inches, and it is scored at 1 1/4 and 2.5 inches. And then for my designer series paper, I am using it from that pack that I showed you. I'm using this piece, so this measures 4 by 5 1/4. And then I did cut a little piece of Melon Mambo. This measures about 1 1/2 by 1 15/16. I think if you did 2 inches, nobody's probably going to know the difference. And then I just stamped my greeting on a piece of basic white cardstock that I had die cut with the stitched rectangle. I actually am copying the dies that she used to cut the big background pieces out because I liked how it went with the card that I had going in my head. And then I've got another piece of designer series paper that measures 2 by 2 1/4, and that's going to just go on the inside here. And then I cut out, using my stitch scallop dies, one out of Melon Mambo and one out of basic white. And then for the inside of our card, of course, I've got a 4 by 5 1/4, and I've already pre-stamped my happy birthday greeting too. And finally, I told you guys I did a lot of die cutting, and I sure did. I've got some leaves that I cut out. I've cut out the bouquets, and I've cut out 4 of the flowers from that designer series paper as well. And we're going to assemble all of this and turn it into a cool card just like this. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of move stuff out of the way. So to begin with, you're going to want nice sharp creases, so be sure to burnish along the score lines of the cardstock. And then do the same thing again in here. Okay. And then to start with, because I kind of like to do my layers first, I think it makes it a little easier, we're going to just take our adhesive and I always like to kind of make a Z like on the back of that, and I'm just going to center it on the front of my card, just like this. And then I am going to layer my basic white scallop. And I'm not ignoring comments, I'm just focused on making my card here, and I find if I look over at my screen too much, I get distracted. So for everybody who's watching, I say thank you. It looks like April's out there, Mary's out there. Thanks for watching. Lynn, you too? All right. And Pam and Kay. I have a group of people that watch from New Jersey and North Carolina. It's kind of fun to have people joining in from a little bit further away. All right, and then the next layer that I'm going to create is this one. And I'm actually, oops. Don't do what I do with this. Oh, it just ran out. That's why it did that. I thought I was going to run out of adhesive last week. So I have my refill ready to go. Set that old one aside, and then bear with me, it always takes me a minute to remember how to stick the cartridge back in. I don't know why. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Whew. Quick, easy repair. Get it going again. Check off. And I decided on this, I was going to put kind of the Flirty Flamingo towards the bottom just to add a little bit of color. I didn't want it getting lost in the Melon Mambo part. And we got another piece to layer here. There's lots of pieces to the card, but it's not hard to make, and you can simplify your layers too. This image barely fit on this rectangle that I used, but I was okay with the end of the word happiness running off on either side, and the Y and the E are a little bit in the stitching, but that's all right. We can make that work. And then what I'm going to do is just center this, put it on so it's flush to the bottom, and then center it on that fold, and that will do it. You just want to be careful you don't put your adhesive too far over the top, because it is going to stick over the edge and you don't want it being sticky. Okay, so there we've got that. And then as my kind of my stopper on this layer, I'm going to use my little flower bouquets and place them. Oh, I got a sneeze coming. Excuse me, sorry about that. And I'm going to hold these down. I'm going to pop them up on dimensionals because I want it raised a little bit, so this will stop with the bouquets. And so we'll put some mini dimensionals. And these I just stamped the bouquet in the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and then colored them in with my blends pens. And I did have some colors I didn't have, but I picked a color that was pretty close and it worked just fine. So don't feel like you're limited. A lot of times with the shading you can get these to go and work well, pretending to be other colors. Okay, and then I'm just going to tuck that one in there, and this way, this, I think you can kind of see, will stop that card just by being there. Let's see if I can get this just a little bit flatter. Okay, so that takes care of that piece. Then what we want to do is layer on our flowers onto the front of this piece. Like I said, I just die cut these right out of the designer series paper, and I'm going to kind of play with the layout on them. Thank you for the bless you. I somehow managed to come down with another cold. I don't know how I did that, but oh well. It is almost over. Alright, so I don't know, maybe go something like that with the flowers, and we can stick some leaves up here. And you know, in these leaves, they were kind of right at the edge of my paper, but I didn't really care if I had the whole stem at the base of them, because I knew I could tuck that and no one would know. So keep that in mind. And whoops, I don't want to go under. Maybe we'll stick a set of leaves there too. I don't think I'm going to use this set. So I'm going to just carefully separate so I know kind of where I was going to put things. And I'll start by putting a little bit of adhesive on the back of my flowers. And I think I'm going to put some of these up on dimensionals too. So I think I'll put that one up just to add a little pop to the card. I was kind of nervous doing my card this way tonight because I sort of like to already have a sample done and know what I'm doing. But I had a contractor over earlier today and I just didn't get done in time to be completely planned out like that. So we'll pop our leaves under there, and then I think I'll pop up this larger one. So if you notice on my little bouquets here, I use the mini dimensionals because it fit better for that, and on These bigger flowers, I'm using the regular size dimensionals. Sure beats the days when we had to cut them in half. Alright, we'll stick that flower there, and then I'll put adhesive on the back of this, and I'm just going to kind of slip it in right here. We'll put a little more adhesive on the back of this and tuck that in. And one last piece of adhesive here. Alright, and I'm just going to tuck that there. And again, it's okay if it runs off this piece because it's going to still sit on here and it will fit just fine on the card, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's just take our adhesive and go this way. Just going to center that. Okay. And then this piece is just going to go right on the front of our card. And our tendency would be to run adhesive all over here, but we really only want it to hit the lower part of the card. So instead of worrying about whether I go too high here, I am just going to put my adhesive right on the part that needs to be covered up. And I am going to put a little bit more adhesive just so that I'm sure it's going to be held down securely. And I'm just going to line up my lower corners and my sides like that. So you can see how I've got that part free and my whole card front is there. All right. And then we're going to take this inside card and we'll just adhere that to the inside like this. And last but not least, we're going to put this piece in. And I think I'm going to try to drop down. I'd like to have these two a little more even so that when the fold hits down, it's kind of hitting both sides a little bit. I think that may make it stick a little better. And so I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. And again, I'm using, a little bit more, just so I'm sure that it can handle the movement. Centering it on the card, lining the bottom of this up with the bottom of my card. Just like that. And I'm going to press it down a little bit. Okay, and then here's the close card, but not quite done yet. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool and add just a little bit of bling. I thought I could use some of those colored jewels that I showed you, the glossy dots, but I didn't quite like the look of them with the flowers and stuff that I had chosen for this layout. So I'm just going to go back to the good old-fashioned rhinestones. And I'll stick a few of them on here. You know that I tend to do these in groups of 3. Just because. So we've added a little bit there, and I think I might even put a little one right there. Okay, so here's what our card looks like closed up. Aren't those flowers just beautiful? And it's so easy to die cut them out. These dies, this one I admit I had to kind of twist and turn the die a little bit before I had it the right way on the petals, but they really I thought cut out very nicely with a pretty consistent border. I did hold them down with Post-it notes before I ran it through my cutting machine, just to hold them in place a little bit better, but I was able to cut out all of these. Well, I couldn't cut out these 2 images, but all of these I could cut out with one pass, because I just had the little cutout pieces and was able to run them through once with my die cutting machine. All right, so then when you open the card up, that is what it looks like. I wish I could show it to you. Hopefully you can see the double angle. I'm going to tilt it a little bit, and then, whoops, I'll hold it so you can kind of see then what it looks like if you were looking at it straight on. Isn't that kind of cool? So it's just got another little surprise in the front of it as well. So special shout out thanks to Terry Schneider for sharing this fun fold. And I hope you enjoyed this card. I will see you next week. I will have some more fun new products to show you. And then I will also have my completed magnetic board to show you, because I'm having that class this coming Friday night. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you on Monday as well, and maybe show you some of the options that we can do with that board too. So we will see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.